I'm going to share a few tips with you on what it's like to buy property in Fitzroy North. Now, I've been a buyer's agent for over 12 years and have been working in the area buying all types of real estate, from houses, townhouses, units and apartments as well. All buyers will experience real estate scarcity, where there are many buyers for the few listings that are out there. Then they're going to experience the issue of trying to find the right property that matches their budget, that's structurally sound, that hasn't got a list of hidden maintenance, that's going to be an absolute money pit to own. And thirdly, it's competing against all those buyers and dealing with real estate agents at the same time. You're getting placed in these fake scenarios where you have to negotiate and bid against people, and also understand how the agent's working you as a buyer and working all groups of buyers to maximize profit for their clients. So let's start with houses. Houses, they're just not making them in this area. So it's not like in the outer suburbs or the mid-ring tier suburbs where houses are frequently being knocked down, or there's new housing estates that are coming up. This is just not the case. In Fitzroy North, you've got property that's been protected by heritage overlays and local councils that can control how you build on a block of land, how you can renovate a property, which property you can knock down. People hold on to real estate for longer in an inner city suburb, particularly in Fitzroy. So for example, a typical years of ownership for a house in Fitzroy is around about the 13 to 15 year mark. Whereas when you're going to an outer suburb, say South Morang or Wyndham Vale, the typical amount of ownership for a house here is between 7 and 10 years. So naturally, the inner city suburb is going to have less stock available for sale in the area at any particular time. Now, I've seen some of the best renovations in Victoria in Fitzroy, and that's because they use some of the best builders that use the highest quality products to finish a house. But most buyers don't know that a lot of these houses have been stripped down to a bare frame, and the cost of renovating something to this level is probably greater than building a new house. Now, a lot of houses in the area that have been renovated haven't had this treatment, and they've had renovations completed over the decades of ownership. Remember, some of these houses can be over 100 years old, and to the trained eye, you can really spot houses that have been renovated by patches over periods of time. And these are the kinds of properties that really hide a lot of structural defects that have a lot of hidden costs. And it can also make a property unlivable during the time that you're conducting a renovation as well. So these are things you really need to consider when it comes to buying the right kind of property for your needs in this area. So the suburb has a massive pool of buyers that it can cater for, hence creating a really difficult environment to purchase. Doesn't matter what you're buying. I've bought properties in this suburb for first home buyers, for families, for retirees. So you've really got all age groups that want a piece of this suburb. So when it comes to selling properties, real estate agents have a massive pool of buyers to deal with. So they've got to use their own strategies on how to maximize the highest price for their own clients, which is the people selling the property. So if you're trying to buy property in this area and you're missing out, it's very likely that you might find yourself in different negotiating scenarios each time you try and purchase. Say, for example, you might attend an auction, and that's a typical scenario where you'll have an underquoted property that's priced way below what its actual reserve is. And there's buyers out there that have been on the market for quite a while, and they understand the game. They understand what the true value of that property really is. It's not uncommon to be called into boardroom auctions. So the week before a property goes to a public auction, you might get invited into. I've had heaps of negotiations where I'm getting phone calls from agents submitting offers. It's just like an auction scenario, but you've got an agent out of nowhere just asking you for tens of thousands of dollars, and you might get 4, 5, 6, 7 of those calls in one evening. And this is why it's so difficult to buy property in this area. You've got manufactured scenarios that are just designed to maximize bidding, to make sure that you're putting out as much money as possible. And to add to the mix, you're commonly dealing or bidding against buyer's agents that understand each of these types of bidding scenarios and know how to maximize it to their favor. So you can very quickly appreciate the difficulty in combining all these scenarios into a really short buying cycle of when the right property is listed, making sure it is the right property, negotiating with other buyers and dealing with real estate agents, and making sure you also pay a fair and reasonable price for a property. So my agency specialises in helping buyers through this scenario and not miss once in a lifetime opportunities when they do come up. So feel free to give us a call or drop your details on our website for more information on how we can assist.